Hey guys, Boy here. Today we're going to talk about how Topson fights with Void Spirit. In this game, Topson died twice, although he fought, dove, risked. How can he do that and you can't? Well, raw skill is part of it, for sure, but you also have to remember he's fighting against really good players, maybe not tier winners, but the puck he lanes against is rank 40 EU, which is about the same rank Topson had when he first played TI. With some concepts discussed in this video, you will understand how even in your level, you can use the concepts used by Topson to totally increase the likelihood that you can die, fight and prevail without feeding. We're gonna start with the lane matchup itself. I did start playing Void Spirit recently, and in my mind, the matchup seemed quite even, but Puck is a really good hero versus Void Spirit in general. You have a silence and a long duration root on Puck when he gets to level 6, but watch Topson as the lane starts. Instant aggression with resonant pulse and attacks. Puck might be good versus Void Spirit because of the root and the silence, but at level 1 when you have high armor, high BAT and damage block, being melee plus your pulse block, look how the trade ends. You also have to remember that the pulse has a really low cooldown, which means he can use it again, not to secure the range creep, he's just creating a double wave while he harasses the Puck. What this creates is a terrible start for the hero. While Puck can secure range creeps with Orb, as we already talked about, Void Spirit's BAT is really low, and thus he makes Puck miss a ton of CS while he's getting decent harass and preventing Puck from having a good lane. While he doesn't kill the Puck, look at the difference in CS, which means Topson is really close to his bottle already. He also zones Puck from half of the wave and denies a range creep on top of it all. Puck has incredible rune advantage versus Void Spirit because of his mobility. If you give Puck a good couple of early waves, you're giving away most of your chance to be able to be aggressive because, well, he has bottle and he also has more wave clear than you when he starts to get to level 4 or 5, and you're not gonna get most of them. Look what happens instead. Puck can get this rune, and he can also get this rune, but he has no bottle. So he denies the rune from Topson, even though in the 4-minute one, Topson actually sets up in one side, which is usually the best way to try and get a rune against Puck, since if you're in the middle of the wave, you have no ability to beat him. That said, it's mere damage control for Puck because the early start cripple what actually having the rune control could give Puck. Because Topson feared raindrops and mangoes and Puck has no mana, he can push the wave better to have the control to steal Radiant's top bounty. Puck would love to get it, but he's yet to even complete his bottle because Topson did another really cool thing during the laning stage. The magnetic pulse harass followed by the remnant block in the cliff forced Puck to orb away from the wave instead of using it to get range creeps. So he was fearing mangoes to run instead of getting CS, and all of this combined together allowed Topson to crush Puck early on, and it gave Topson the rune control he would struggle to usually get under normal circumstances. The rune gives him another kill since Astral Step applies his damage on each use, meaning he's now way stronger, while he had prior knowledge Puck has no mana and Tiny is very low level. He eventually tries to use that double damage super aggressively on Puck, but he gets a tad too greedy. And by the way, this death is only followed by another one the entire game, so let's just keep watching and seeing how Topson destroys this game. Why does that death doesn't stop Topson from snowballing? Well, Radiant overextends a little bit. AM showed up a tad before to get a kill on Oracle, and when Topson shows up, he knows there's no mana void. The glimpse from the Disruptor disregarded how strong Void Spirit is at level 7, and with that double new talisman, a 3-man magnetic field, a remnant that hits on AM so that he gets a 3-man Astral Step, while he makes sure he has mana for the second one, allows him to shred to supports, and yeah, this was all good. But what he does next is what gives Topson the ability to constantly snowball and always be ready to fight. He has double rune vision, which is not necessary but appreciated, and he straight up backpacks the items, regions, and looks for the next rune. Rune control when snowballing with mana dependent heroes is the big key. Topson really uses his mana well, and we'll talk about it in a second, but see how he doesn't unnecessarily use one bottle charge while using Ingus here. He can use all of his spells maybe twice at the moment, so he just goes to the Puck, sets up a kill with Fortune's End, nicely done. He then finds another support walking around, and thanks to the great warding from his supports, he can go in, but note how he waits for the Aether Remnant instead of jumping in aimlessly. The Remnant makes sure he hits the first one, making the kill safe, and that's another one. Now that he's chill and pushed the wave, he uses his bottle while he moves towards the next target, always maximizing his region, making sure he's ready to fight. This kill is actually surreal to me. Topson knows that Coil was used recently, so he walks up to the Puck knowing that as long as Silence and Orb are up, this is not an easy kill, but by showing, he forces them both, while he knows Disruptor has no ult yet, and he has vision of 2 heroes bottom. He walks just as if he wanted to push the wave, but by laying the Remnant and knowing all of the skills are on cooldown, he also forced the phase shift, thus Puck cannot dodge the damage from the Astral Step afterwards. Topson though makes sure to deal full damage to both heroes, although he cannot kill Disruptor, and you know, it's harder to do, but there you have it, he can do it. Alright, what's the next step? You guys already know, rune control, rinse and repeat. As he goes for the AM, he preemptively uses Remnant, which ends up not landing Astral Step, but even still, he knows Tiny is bot and Disruptor has no ult, so he keeps going and going with that DD. This time, Topson doesn't have any runes, so he actually drops the nulls to use the wand so that he can still keep the pressure, but AM is really suspicious, the Remnant play doesn't work again. Now you just have to jungle, right? There's no way he can kill anyone. Well, yes and no. Just watch how Dire camps this part of the map and jungles instead of going to their jungle. If they go to their side of the map, they're trading evenly, but by staying here, they still grow. Maybe not as much as if all heroes were jungling, but Radiant has nothing now. And that's what we constantly talk about in the channel. It's not about how much you have. Instead, it's about how much in comparison to the enemy you have. Eventually, Radiant decides to engage, giving them a Puck kill as well as time for another rune to respawn, which Topson just quickly grabs. And you know, while Topson played almost flawlessly this game, it's important to notice the effectiveness of the supports in this game. Not in that broad general sense that everyone seems to talk about, but actually how they play around Topson the whole early to mid game, because they understand that he is the hero that can go for plays. By enabling him with vision and thus rune control, and being around to offer control and burst damage, they kill the Timbersaw, which Radiant decided to leave mid so that they can protect the tower without actually just feeding kills. Note though how Topson just plays around with him during this whole talk, and eventually when they're close enough, he goes for the Remnant and gets it done, while also securing what? You guessed it, another rune. In case the Puck wasn't tilted enough, look what happens here. Topson zones Radiant with the Remnant, and it really feels like Puck can move a little bit without being affected by it, right? Well, he was damn wrong, and another awful fight repeats, awful for Radiant in this case. This is one of the few times Topson wasn't able to steal the bounty runes on the Radiant top side since he was running from an angry mob of Radiant heroes, but his Razor makes sure to do that as Topson refills with his own bounties, as well as a kind gesture from his Rubik. The whole thing though just revolves around the constant aggression spikes that push Radiant away, giving you map control, which gives you runes, which makes you healthy again, and when you're playing heroes with low cooldown, you can just keep repeating it over and over and over again. This is why so many boosters would rather play Tiny instead of Zeus, TA instead of Medusa. Bursty heroes that either use no mana or after bursting can secure runes to get mana are really easy to control the map and then take farm away from 4 heroes instead of only farming 1 Medusa and hoping everything else works fine. No though, the Radiant did put up a good fight. It's 16 minutes in, and despite the massacre, tier 1 mid tower is still up. That's mainly to Void Spirit being a bad sieger, and the fact that Puck has good wave clear, and after this kill, the tower is dead. With that, he also quickly TP's bottom since Radiant felt like diving, while Dire showed heroes mid. Tiny quickly falls, and while sometimes Topson is okay with missing the first Astral Step just to hit the Remnant, look how he waits knowing that MK has vision to only damn go in. That was his last Astral Step after all. They quickly tied the Timber kill with an outpost rung, followed by an AM. They see Chauvin mid. He underestimates Radiant's mobility by just 1 hit, and that's enough for another kill. The game becomes pretty much a stomp from now on, and being this far ahead, I don't think there's that much I can contribute to what's happening. So if you enjoyed this, keep watching. Topson was a part of 40 kills this game, as I mentioned, and it's a really fun stompy game. That said, if you like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, comment what you think was useful, and make sure to give any suggestions you feel like were not in this video. If you're interested in coaching, you can follow me on Twitter. Just DM me and get all the information you want. In case you want this channel to have even more videos, check our Patreon, and if you want to be around a very cool and fun bunch of people, maybe join our Discord channel and see what's going on there. Alright guys, have a good one and bye.